Namaste and welcome to yet another episode of the Indian ID. IDEO and D School are two institutions that made the concept of design thinking mainstream, and since then it has pervaded into instructional design or learning design as well. In this episode, I'll discuss whether the design thinking approach is a useful process to adopt when we design learning material or learning experiences. But before that, let me share with you two rather interesting anecdotes which will help us to infer the key factors that drive the design thinking approach. The TTK Chitra valve was developed at the Sri Chitra Institute in Trivandrum and first implanted in December 1990. It took over 12 years to be developed and is a unique Indian medtech success story. Prior to its innovation, India imported heart valves, which cost about $1,200 despite being heavily discounted. In contrast to that, the indigenous Indian heart valve cost just about $350 to $400. It has been successfully implanted in over 1 lakh patients without a single report of structural dysfunction till date. The valve has been a lifesaver for many poor patients in India who suffer from structural heart damage at a young age due to rheumatic heart disease. As is evident from this anecdote, empathy for the end user, in this case the patient, resulted in user or rather patient delight. If you live in a city and if your city has metro as a form of public transport, you would be familiar with the metro map. Unlike regular maps that focus on distance, details, and geographical accuracy, this one resembles a circuit diagram. The credit for this goes to Harry Beck, an engineering draftsman who designed this for the London Tube. The neat, clear, color-coded and crisscrossing lines are designed with such simplicity and elegance that it has become a template for metro maps all around the world. From these two anecdotes, let's infer the three key factors that drive design thinking. And these are empathy for the end user, a creative approach to problem solving, and customer or user delight. Well, are these factors also effective in designing learning material or learning experiences? Well, in my opinion, not so much. Let me explain. Let's start with empathy. Empathizing with our learners runs the risk of oversimplifying learning experiences. And this goes against basic instructional design principles which advocate that we must neither overwhelm nor underwhelm our learners. A better approach is to conduct needs analysis, which will help us ascertain very specific parameters such as learners' prior knowledge, desirable learning and performance outcomes, and how learners will use this knowledge in the real world. The second factor is user delight. Learning is a process in which learners must make equal effort and contribution. It is effective when learners encounter desirable difficulties. If we focus on learner delight, we may make the learning experience engaging, but it may not be effective. Again, a better approach is to focus on learning outcomes so that we design learning material and experiences that help learners to meet the outcomes. The third factor, a creative approach. It's great to adopt a creative approach to designing learning experiences, but these must be done within certain boundaries after considering scientific factors such as cognitive load, how people learn, and evidence-based teaching strategies. For example, you may gamify a learning experience and You will be being creative if you do that, and it may make the learning material engaging. But if you do not consider intrinsic cognitive load of the material or content, then it runs the risk of making the learning experience ineffective. With that, I rest my case. I hope that the next time you are advised to adopt the design thinking approach, you will make an informed decision. I now leave you with an extract from an article on design thinking by Donald Clark. Do read and reflect on this. And if you found this video useful, please do like, subscribe, and share. With that, it's a wrap up. Namaste once again and have a good day.